Hello, fellow truckers, and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are here in the Volvo FH Globetrotter, hauling a DHL load from Bremen, Germany to Dortmund, Germany. And unfortunately, it's a load of lamb stomachs. Unfortunately, we're going back to a place that we've already been, but the loads available are the loads available, and you kind of just got to take what you can get. So let's go ahead and get out of this yard here, get on the road. Hopefully, with any luck, we can get there quick enough that maybe we'll be able to get in a second load and hopefully go somewhere new, because I really don't want too many of these episodes being the kinds of things where we're going back and forth between the same places over and over again. So yeah, we'll see. Let's get out here onto the main road, hang a right, and then hopefully, well, you know what, I'm actually going to go around to the left because we can unlock that question mark that's on the map over there. Make sure we're not going to hit anybody. Oh, come on, get out of the way. Yep, there we go. Make sure we can turn. And we'll just do a quick loop around the block here so we can unlock the question mark over there. Let me take a look at the map really quick. Is this a question mark over here? No, that's already a house, and that's already whatever that is. So actually, I might want to go all the way around and come back that way. Just so, like, I want to grab these things, you know, as we can. So it's going to add a little bit of time onto our trip. It is what it is. We'll make it work. I know. Making these trips take longer than they need to, but there has to be a little bit of a balance between, you know, driving and getting the loads done, and also just unlocking things around the map so that later on, when we're ready to start hiring employees and buying new trucks and doing all that stuff, we have what we need to be able to do that. So it doesn't look like there's any... The mirrors on this truck are not my favorite, I have to say, though. They make it very difficult to see when you need to see, like, kind of off to the left and in front of you. So I wonder if I can get some of those... I can remove those and get some of those camera-style mirrors. That would be pretty sweet. To make it so that I don't have any mirrors at all out the side, and they're just a couple of monitors over there. I don't know if that's a thing in this. I have to imagine there's probably mods that allow you to do that. I might look into that. It'd be pretty nice to be able to get rid of the big in-the-way mirrors over there, because especially when I'm trying to look at roundabouts and stuff to the left, it's very hard to see if there's anything there. All right, just waiting for the light. Waiting for the light. And away we go. So I imagine this is going to be a recruiting agency over here. Right? Recruiting agency? Yep, that's what the magnifying glass means, recruiting agency. So, nice little rainy day here. What do we want to talk about? I don't even know. It's getting harder and harder the more I do these to find things to, like, just talk about, so I end up rambling for a long time until I stumble across a subject. Like in the last episode, I was just kind of talking about the drive as we went, and then I ended up talking about automated vehicles in my American Truck Simulator, which you can go watch on the channel. It should be, by the time you're watching this, it should be published. But, you know, I don't want to keep talking about the same things over and over again. And then I also want to make sure that I'm staying away from controversial topics like politics and religion and all that other stuff that seems to trigger everybody. So I don't know. What else can I talk about? Speed limit is 80 for me here. I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea, driving here in the rain, but we'll try it out a little bit and see how well the truck does. We do have a turn coming up here, though, so let's go ahead and get stopped. Ooh, all right. As I was saying, and I think it was the previous video, I moved back to my flight yoke system for my steering because, you know, I have it and it's an expensive setup, and I feel like I'm wasting it, not using it for as many things as is reasonable to use it for. So here we are again. But I say that because I have to relearn my braking again, because when you're using your rudder pedals as a gas pedal and brake, they're spread far enough apart that you can't really use your right foot for both of them. So I'm having to use my left foot again for braking. So that's unnatural to begin with, and then there isn't really any resistance on the spring for the brakes for your rudder pedals. So yeah, you kind of have to fish for it every time you're doing this. Not exactly the best for not exactly the best for a sense of realism, but it works, and we're just gonna make it happen, I guess. Got 3 hours left of in-game time. Should go by pretty quick, because I imagine most of this is going to be freeway driving. But yeah, I have to say, I don't necessarily enjoy driving in the rain in this game, but I'm glad that I downloaded the mod that I downloaded, because it makes the weather, I feel, a little bit more immersive. Just a little bit. Like, look how dark it is right now compared to what it generally looks like in the default base game. Just saying. Getting towards the end of my recording day, so my ramblings tend to get a little bit more random and less applicable to specific subjects as we go, because my brain is starting to get to the point where I've been talking consistently for a very long time, and it doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm not much of a talker in my real life. I'm content to sit all day in quiet, in silence, and just watch videos or play games or do any of those other things. And the enforced gregariousness of doing YouTube content is actually quite a lot of work for me. I'm not super interested in extensive amounts of conversation, and when I get on these videos, I kind of have to talk a lot because, you know, you guys are watching it for the trucks, sure, but you're mostly watching this video if you're sticking around for any length of time because you enjoy the conversation. You enjoy the version of it that I provide because, you know, I'm the person driving the truck. There's a lot of other people out there doing a lot of truck simulator stuff, and I think the most popular ones are the ones who are able to engage you in a way that makes you want to stick around and watch. So if I just sat here driving the truck, I'm just like the thousands and thousands of other people who just get on and share their video gameplay, and they're not actually doing anything. And there's a reason that those channels aren't successful. It's because personality is what sells on YouTube. Games do not. They just don't. If you're going to make it in the YouTube space, you have to develop some kind of ability to express your personality in a way that attracts people to watch. And I think most people struggle with that. I know I certainly do, but after 1,000+ videos now, I think I've kind of developed a formula that at least allows me to, you know, not be fake, but just present the most energetic version of myself that's available. Like, I don't pretend to be something I'm not, other than just forcing myself to be more personable than I generally am in real life. So, there's your lesson for the day. If you want to be, like, I have no interest in being popular, but if you want to create a space for yourself in the world of YouTube, you gotta get yourself in performance mode, and that's really kind of what it is. Like, when I get here on these videos, it's definitely a genuine version of me, but it's kind of a performance version of me. It's the me that is the excited, fun me on the times when I'm actually doing that. It's the me that exists when I'm going to do something fun and interesting, and I just kind of try to tap into that. I think we need to stay on this road, so let's slow down and get over and not hit anything. That was a little bit risky, but I didn't really have much of a choice. Let's get our cruise control set back again. 80 kilometers an hour. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, I think the reality is that we all put a face on to the world. The true 100% real version of ourselves is the version that exists when no one else is around. You know, like, I'm not saying that we all fake it when we're around each other, but clearly when you're dealing with other people, you're behaving in a way that is not necessarily 100% the way that you would behave if you were by yourself. There are certain things that you won't do. There are certain things that you will do that you normally wouldn't do. And you speak in a way where maybe you wouldn't speak if you were by yourself. Like, I know, obviously, when you're by yourself, you're not necessarily going to be having a conversation, but Like, I know in my personal time, when I'm completely by myself and no one is around, I feel perfectly comfortable yelling at my computer, yelling at my video games, losing my losing my temper and raging in the privacy of my room. I tend to get pretty angry about things when they don't go my way, and you know, I know that's a sense of entitlement, but entitlement is the name of the game for my generation. We grew up being told that everything was going to be the way we wanted it to be, and then it wasn't. All right, what's going on here? Doesn't look like the speed limit is slowing down at all, so I think we can be okay. I did have to slow down for a second to make sure I didn't hit anything, but I think we're all right. Yeah, 80 miles an hour. Really looking forward to upgrading the truck to where I can get the map in the dash. I'm hoping that the truck interior for that will become available soon. But yeah, like I guess I did kind of find something to talk about. Just, you know, the genuine, the versions of ourselves that are still I think I'm gonna hit something. Yep, I had a feeling. Did I get charged for that? It doesn't seem like I got charged for that. Okay. It's hard to see with these mirrors because the water all over my mirrors and the window there make it very difficult to see. Anyways, you can be genuine while still presenting an image of yourself that isn't 100% accurate. And the way you do that is through compartmentalization, right? So, like, the way I'm talking to you right now is genuinely a part of who I am. I'm just cutting out the parts that aren't so great. So, like, for example, that little fender bender we just had, I think if I wasn't being recorded and I didn't know that people were going to be watching this, I probably would have gotten much more irritated about that situation than I did. But I know I'm being watched, so I'm controlling that part of myself. I think in general, we all need to focus on that aspect of ourselves quite a lot more than we do, because it's important to make sure that we're dealing with each other in ways that are fair. And the only way you can do that is if you're not walking around just behaving however you feel in every single moment that exists, right? I think way too many people have gotten used to the, oh, nope, we need to get over. Don't crash, don't hit anything. Okay. It's just a simulator. I wouldn't do that in real life. Way too many of us have gotten used to the idea that it's okay to just say what you think whenever you think it. Act how you feel whenever you feel it. Do whatever you want, because what my feelings are more important than everyone else's feelings, and there's no consideration anymore. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that the average person feels that way. I just feel like there's too many people in the world. We've gotten to a place where too many people in the world feel like they can just do what they want because we've promoted this idea that your feelings matter. And it's like, well, no, not really. They don't. They really, really don't. At least not to anybody but you, or maybe the people who are close to you. But outside of that, no, your feelings really don't matter. Nobody else really cares. Your feelings are your problem. Figure that out on your own. I have no interest in sitting here and listening to you whine about your problems. I have no interest in helping you figure out your situation because I have my own problems. You know, we all have our own problems, and that's not really a jerk thing to say. It's just the bare truth. We all have our own problems that we're dealing with, and your problems are not my problems, and I have no interest in being embroiled in your problems. So, you know, it's up to you to figure out your own life. Get on it, you know? You can sit there and whine about it, or you can do something about it. And I say that as a person who has spent a significant portion of my life whining about my life and not really doing much to fix it. But finally, my life got to a point where it was either completely fall down or start doing something to fix it, because the whole career situation it wasn't going anywhere. And then I finally, you know, I lost my last job because, you know, the job was over. They didn't have anything else for me to do. And I wasn't really able to find any other job that I was willing to do. I mean, I was really looking for online, you know, remote work from home stuff, and nobody seemed to want to hire me. I got like one interview in the course of like a year. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. So, you know, we moved to a place where I can't legally work. So, you know, kind I kind of got forced into finding something to do, and I decided to focus on YouTube because I already had a channel and it was already mostly set up and all of that. So I think we're going to go ahead and park here, and we do have enough time to hopefully sneak in another load. We're right there at that 15-minute mark. You know, assuming we don't get a load that's going to be super long, we can yank this one in. Let's get our steering aids turned off, get ourselves in reverse, get this thing turned in towards our thing there. I tend to be impatient with my backing, so bear with me here. Drive the trailer, not the truck. And then I'm also having to, you know, learn again how to how to finagle my controller, my wheel here to park it where it needs to go. All right, there we go. So I think we'll rapidly get through this part here. Check out the job market, see if there's anything that's worth grabbing where we are. So we are in Dortmund. Everything's going back to where I've already been before. I want to go up into like Denmark and all of that, but they're not making it to where I can do that. So yeah, everything's going back to Belgium. I'd like something that's going up in this direction, but unfortunately all the loads in Germany are just taking us all to the same places. I mean, I guess we can go back to Hanover and hope that it's going to take us off to the east somewhere. So let me go grab that load, and then we'll continue on our journey. All right, here we are with our with a big heavy crane load that we can grab. And we'll drive out, and hopefully, for the next episode, we'll have somewhere new to go. This is a very heavy load, though, so I'm hoping that it's going to be mostly flat ground. Don't have to worry too much about climbing hills and... But, you know, the truck really should be up to the task. I did upgrade the engine and transmission on this truck, so it should be fine. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. All right, so we're taking a left out of here, and then we're going to be swinging back around to that main road, it looks like. All right. Oh, get my steering aids turned back on here. Get that trailer out of the oncoming traffic lane. Get ourselves through. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the extra weight because I have the pedal all the way down to the floor, and it is struggling to get up there. And this is on flat ground, so I'm really hoping we're not going to have too much in the way of hills. Trying to like feather the brake a little bit. Hopefully no traffic is coming. Watch that mirror. Okay, seem to be okay. I just need to get around the actually, we're going to go straight forward so we can grab that other question mark up there. Should take us to about the same place. Should be fine. But, you know, we want to unlock all these question marks, right? Can't really grow our business later on if we don't have access to all the resources available. So, while I don't necessarily want to spend too much time taking detours, if the roads take us to basically the same spot, there's no reason not to. All right, let's get our turn signal on. Make our Y to turn. Looks like it made it just fine. And then we do need to take a left up here. So that was it was a manned truck. So it was a dealership. It provides us with more access to more trucks, and that's always a good thing, right? More choices are better. Get over here to the stoplight. It's saying 3 hours-ish, so ideally, we should be right around the 30-minute mark by the time we get done with this load. Barely see that light. And away we go. Go ahead and get ourselves over into the right lane there so we're not in anybody's way. And the speed limit is 80. Let's get our cruise control set again, and ideally we can kind of chill our way wasn't paying attention. Chill our way all the way down the road and quickly get to our destination and cram this load in before we hit that dreaded 30-minute mark. As I've said many times before, 30 minutes. I try to do like 20 to 30 minute videos. And if you think about the fact that I already have 1,000 videos on this channel, and all of them are generally between 20 and 30 minutes, you can imagine how much recording time has gone into this channel already. I'm going to continue to try to brute force my way into the YouTube space by just pumping out videos. Eventually I'll have enough videos on the channel that hopefully... do I need to make a left turn? Oh, I think I need to make a left turn. I'm actually going to kind of force my way over here. Going to end up blocking the traffic, but I don't want to wait till the last second and then have to yank my way over and probably run into somebody. So let's go ahead and pull over as far as we can. Unfortunately, that means... Oh, but the light turned green, so that's fine. But like I said, I'm kind of trying to brute force my way into the YouTube space. You know, I'm kind of starting to think that maybe there's two major ways that you can become successful on YouTube. You can either make videos that are super crazy high quality, where you spend hours and hours and hours and hours, you know, creating, editing, polishing, and doing all this stuff for one video at a time, and you know, maybe you come out with one video a week or maybe one video a month, depending on, you know, what kind of content you're creating. And I'm sure that works. I don't have the patience for that, especially in this early stage where nobody knows me, and you know, all of that time is mostly going to just go for people watching it for free. So my philosophy at this point is just volume. If I put out enough content, I'll eventually get to a point where all the random people who watch my videos, and you know, I have to get to the 1,000 subscriber mark, but once I hit that point, if I have enough videos out there where my watch time is actually starting to become monetized, then, you know, with enough videos out there, enough random people will put enough random watch time into my videos to where hopefully I actually start getting paid a decent amount. So, you know, you can either be good or you can just bust your butt and do a lot, and I'm hoping that the busting my butt and doing a lot is going to pay off in the long run. Only time will tell. There's no way to know. I mean, obviously, enough people have to sit and watch my videos for it to count for the algorithm, for the ads to count. But you know, hopefully, I can get enough people. It's the law of large numbers, right? The more you do, the higher the averages are going to be, or the even if you have a low average of watch time, if you have enough people watching for long enough, then you'll get paid, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I really need to start applying that over on some of the other things that I've been doing, though. Like, I just need to start, when it comes to my blog posts, I just need to do like I've been doing now. Just pump out a lot of content and hope that enough people start reading it, and hope that I can get some kind of monetization set up for that, so that, you know, I get enough views that I start getting paid for that, too. The only other part is the book writing part, and that's like that's the hardest part for me, because, you know, writing a book is not something that you can really just... You can't really just pump out a lot of content and hope that it's going to work out. When it comes to, like, a book, you really have to sit down and think about the quality of it. You can't cheese your way through that and hope that it's going to work out, because it's a book. And especially, like, the fantasy trilogy that I started and never finished, it's like, And the longer I go without working on it, the less likely it is that I'm ever going to finish it, because, you know, I published that first book and it didn't really sell very well, and I wasn't really motivated to keep going. So that first book has been sitting out there for years. There's 2 other books that I have, you know, a rough skeleton outline for. I know kind of how I want the story to go, but then you have to actually sit down and do the work of writing it. And I'm like, I don't want to sit down and write it. I'm not motivated, because if nobody's going to read it, there's no point in writing it. I have the story sort of in my head, but why am I going to sit down and write it if no one's ever going to read it? And I'm not like, I know, you know, sometimes authors get picked up after they die, and I'm like, well, that doesn't really do me any good, does it? It doesn't do me any good to write this stuff, and then nobody ever finds it until after I'm dead. Like, why am I going to sit there and put all this effort in and I never get anything out of it? So I know that's a selfish point of view, but, you know, I'm not doing this stuff. I'm not doing this stuff just for other people. I'm trying to make a living at it. And you can't make a living at it if nobody ever pays attention to it. So, I don't know. Obviously, well, I don't know. It's hard to know whether the book is actually good enough to be something that sells well, because I suck at marketing. So I don't know. I don't do any marketing. I don't have any money to pay for somebody to help me market the stuff for me. So I just publish my stuff on the self-publishing platforms. Wow, that's really hard to say. And I'm just having to kind of, be a small fish in a big ocean like everyone else. So it's hard to know. It's hard to know if the book that I wrote just sucks and nobody wants to read it, or, I guess there's really no way to know, because people have to actually buy the book before they're actually... What I really should do, I know what I really should do is write the second book, publish that book, and then make the first book free to hopefully get people interested in the series, and then maybe they want to buy the second book. I know that I should do that. I know that I should, but again, that requires me to actually sit down and write a second book. And if nobody's interested in the story at all, then I don't really want to. I don't want to. Because here's the thing. I don't know if the story is interesting enough for people to want to read it. And that's kind of a hard thing. I did send the original book to several publishers, hoping that they might pick it up. I didn't get a response. And again, I don't know if they ever read it or not. You know what I mean? I'm sure they get... Oh, what happened to my cruise control? I'm sure they get lots and lots of books sent to them all the time, and mine probably got lost in the sauce in all of those. No idea. I never got a response saying, hey, we reviewed your book and no, or hey, we reviewed your book and we're interested, or nothing. Just, whatever. And I don't think they stole it, because I haven't seen it on Amazon or anything, so... I'm not arrogant enough to think that my story is good enough that people want to steal it. I'm just saying, I know that's a worry that people have, that you send it in and they take the story, they change it just enough to get outside of the copyright stuff, and then your story is screwed because you sent it to a publisher. But I don't know. So we're at 27 minutes. We have less than an hour of in-game time. We're definitely going to go over that 30-minute mark, but it is what it is. It doesn't hurt to kind of break the time limit every once in a while, especially since that the video would have only been like 17 minutes if we had stopped where we stopped. So I guess I'd rather go over the time than be too short. I do need to check my fatigue, though. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to make sure that after this load, I go and rest, and we don't go over our time, because I'm tired of getting charged for driving too long. That's super frustrating. Excuse me. All this talking is messing with my throat. I'm going to have to take a break after this before I do my last video. Give my throat a break. Or I may just not record it. I don't know. The flight sim videos aren't... I mean, obviously it takes a little while to build an audience for that, but I mean, by the time I get to the end of... This is my 4th video for today. By the time I get to this one, I'm just like... I'm pretty worn out, so... I probably need to start getting in the habit of just splitting up my recording a little bit throughout the day. I keep saying I should do that, but then I never do, because I want to be done for the day, I want to get my recordings done, publish them, get them, or upload them, get them scheduled, and then just be done for the day, and I can just do whatever I want. That's the dream, right? Do a little bit of work at the beginning of the day, and then have the rest of the day to yourself to just do what you want to do. Now, if only I can get paid to do that. Right now, it's not exactly admirable, because I'm not making any money. But once I get to the point where I'm starting to make some money, and I can do it that way, then it's like, oh man, you got the sweet life. Because right now people would look at my life and say, oh dude, you're a bum. So I want to get past that point. I'm working hard. I'm just I'm not getting paid for it yet. I'm hoping that we're going to get to that point very soon. But I'm also not the kind of person that can just bust my butt all day for nothing. So whatever. Alright, let's hurry up and get this load dropped off. We got 25 minutes of in-game time, which means we're probably only like 20 miles away. Oh, we're 11 kilometers away. We're really close. So let's hurry up and get this thing dropped off. I think it is a load that we can back in, right? So we're probably going to have to do some backing for it. Because not every heavy load is an articulated load, which means... Oh! Oops, wrong button. Or wrong pedal. And the problem is that he's going to sit here now because I hit him. You remember what I said about having to use my left foot for braking? Well, I was stomping on my right foot, which is the natural reaction when you're trying to brake, but it was still on the gas pedal. And that is why you don't... That's one of the reasons why I sort of sometimes want to use the controller, because then I get into a situation where I spaz out and I go to my instinctive reaction, and that is absolutely the wrong one to do. Come on, enough with the lights here. All right, I'm starting to get frustrated. You're starting to see the not so professional side that I try to hide when I'm doing these videos, because I would really like to get this video done, get this load parked, get it put where it goes, and be done with this video. Really should have stopped when I had the chance, but I got greedy. I wanted to get stuff done in a reasonable amount of time, and I made a bad decision. Really should have just stopped when I had the chance. Get control of myself. Don't need to be acting like a fool on the internet. While I'm sure that there's a certain while I'm certain that there is a certain large segment of people who are interested in that content, that's not really the audience I'm trying to attract here. So we'll calm down. We'll get ourselves set up and get our load dropped off, and we'll be 5 minutes over on our time. It is what it is. Not much I can do about it. Whining and complaining isn't going to fix it. So yeah, we'll be adults about it. The problem is that exactly what I said in my American trucking video is that I've been forced to sit in a position for a very long time, and now certain parts of my body are hurting that I don't want to hurt, and I'm ready to get up out of this chair. So that's the other side of it that's making me impatient. I'm also very hungry because I haven't had breakfast yet, and it's almost noon. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get off of this and go make something to eat. So I'm definitely one of those people that gets very hangry. So I really need to get this load dropped off and get this recording stopped so that I can get out of this chair, go get something to eat, maybe get another cup of coffee. That would make me feel better. And yeah, so I'm impatient to be done because I'm very uncomfortable right now, and I'm ready to get back to a state of comfort. Still have 6 kilometers to go. I'm ready to be done, and it's taking forever to get through this last little part here. Speed limit on this road is 80 though, so we'll get the cruise control set. I'll adjust myself in my seat a little bit. Well, and the big problem is that while I have a really good office chair as my seat here, I've had this seat for several years now. I've used it extensively in those years, and the cushion on it is just worn out. And so I'm basically just sitting on a couple of pieces of fabric and a metal plate. So that does get very uncomfortable after a while. I do need to replace the cushion material with some memory foam or something so that I can be more comfortable as I sit here for long periods of time. Because clearly, you know, this is not the only video that I do every day. I have a hunting video that I start my day with that actually takes much longer than the actual 20 to 30 minutes of recording time that I put into it, because I do extensive cuts for that. Because, you know, there's a lot of walking around with nothing happening, and you don't get the nice scenic views that you get in this game when you do that, and it's just boring. So, you know, it's usually an hour to an hour and a half of actual, you know, production time to create that 20 to 30 minutes of video. So there's that. And then the 4 videos that come after that are each 20 to 30 minutes of straight up recording time. So, you know, it's 3 to 4 hours a day of, you know, straight up sitting in this chair for a long time with very little breaks because I don't like to stop. Once I get started, I like to just keep going like a juggernaut. And then I lose track of time, I lose track of what's going on, and then suddenly I start to realize, oh yeah, your butt's starting to hurt, dude. You've been sitting in that chair for a very long time, and you haven't stopped to get up or do anything, and you haven't eaten anything. Your coffee ran out a long time ago, and you really need to get up and stop doing this for a little bit. So I have to fight myself a little bit, the part of me that just wants to keep going and hurry up and get it done so I can be done for the day. And balance that with the quality of your product is going to go down significantly if you don't chill out for a minute, get up out of that chair, and get your attitude right. Because as we see, the tone of my conversation has shifted quite a bit since I got to that impatient place where I'm ready to be done. But you know, at the same time, I got to be real with you guys. I can't just pretend to be happy all the time because right now I'm not. I kind of want to get this load dropped off and done. So hopefully you guys appreciate the honesty. Hopefully it makes you feel a little bit closer to the production process where you feel like, oh yeah, he's just like me. Let's see. Where are we drop? Ooh, I'm going to hit that car. I'm going to hit that car. Don't hit that car. Okay, I think we missed it. Where are they wanting us to drop this off, though? I'm not seeing... Oh, yeah, of course it's right... It's always the most difficult... Alright, so we're gonna have to come up here... We're gonna have to come up here and turn around because they have this stupid trailer in the way, just like the last time, because some jackass decided they were gonna drop it off right there. Thanks, developers, please don't do that. Can you please fix that so that that's not like that? I understand that that does happen in real life, but, like, can you adjust this so that it's not like that? Oh, crap. I kind of screwed myself. I thought we had enough room to turn around here, but it does not appear so. What's going on here? I should be able to turn. Come on. What's going on? We got... Whoa! Okay. Make my turn now? Trying to miss this. Nope, it's not going to let me make the turn. I'm not sure how to fix this. Okay, maybe like this. This is where my irritation is going to start rapidly increasing because this should have been a nice quick drop off, but then they decided to park that trailer right there. So instead of being able to just pull back in and be done, we have to do all this extra work because they couldn't just make it to where it was easy to pull it in. No, you got to go around this stupid trailer. Now, instead of being able to just back in and get it done, we gotta do all this extra ridiculousness. Alright, I'm in full irritation bumper mode at this point, so screw it. Ugh, alright. I'm not gonna be able to force it to happen the way I want it to happen. Am I able to get over here and just turn around? All I want to do is just turn around. So I can back in from the other way. That's all I wanted to do. This is why you can't lose your temper, because you put yourself in a situation where you just end up wasting so much more time than if you just did it the right way the first time. You see what happens when you act like me? Don't act like me. Act better than me. But I don't like that we're going to have to back in to the right, because now I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, let's get ourselves turned this way. I really don't want to back in this way. If the trailer wasn't so long, I could make it work, but... Alright. I'm sorry, but I need to be able to see what's going on in my mirrors since we're being forced to back this way. So as much as it's not realistic to do that, I can't see with that mirror over there like that. I need the extra visibility. So we're gonna cheese this a little bit. Okay. So now that I can kind of see what we're doing, I can get rid of those. Get this angled where it's supposed to be. I always forget I have to wait for the truck to come to a complete stop before I switch my gears. It won't let me switch into reverse while I'm still moving. What's going on here? What's going on now? Ugh. Not enough, huh? Oh, no, we had it. We had it. They're not gonna let me do it. Ah, come on. See, look at this. This is ridiculous. Why would you put a trailer right there? It is incredibly stupid. Developers, you suck. I don't care how realistic it is. That's not something you should inflict on players. Alright, anyways, hopefully you guys had lots of fun watching me get impatient and frustrated. I thought this should be heavy. That had a Steam achievement pop up. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please be sure to click that like button so that the YouTube algorithm knows that you did. Subscribe to the channel so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed. And channel members do get early access to... Oh, okay. Do get early access to my videos, so be sure to click that join button below your viewer to check out the perks that will be available at the various tiers that are available and decide if that's right for you. So again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys had lots of fun, and I will see you for the next one.